Hello, hello, hello again, everybody. This is AltJake. You're listening to AltJake Takes On. Here with my buddy George to do a quick, nice little preview of Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. How you doing today, my friend?
Hot.
Yeah, I feel that. Yo, we have different types of heat. You're in the southeast there with the humidity, and I'm here in the southwest where it's just hot. Yeah, we're in the dry heat, but we're already in the triple digits, so we're in for a hot one until about the middle of October.
Yeah, I get the sticky stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things that neither of them are great, but like whatever you lived in, you guess you're easier with. Like I spent a lot of my family lives in New Jersey, Massachusetts, in that area, and I'd spend parts of July and August back there with visiting family, and it's the same type of thing. You're just sweating. The difference for at least here with the dry heat is as long as you're indoors, you're usually it doesn't hurt. And then at night, the night's the big difference. That always killed me with the 90% humidity at 10 o'clock and you're just sweating. But hey, I'm sure that's why I always say the only place you can live that's nice is like, San Diego, but then you're paying through the roof for cost of living. So what was I gonna say? Did I cut you off? My bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I was agreeing. San Diego's a wonderful place. I wish I was there, but I can't afford it.
Yeah, no, that's my wife and I usually try to we can do about 1 week every year or 2 years, and that's we're setting for the end of July, or the end of August, beginning of September this year. Fingers crossed, we're gonna pull that off. But we do want to thank everybody for liking, subscribing, watching the videos, sharing them with your friends. We're seeing growth every day. We are on the march to 500 subscribers, and we got some great plans for it there. Be sure to tune in to Sunday Night Spaces at 8:05 p.m. Eastern this Sunday, where we will have DIS, otherwise known as AEW Disciplinary Committee, from the Toonie Talk Wrestling Show. That'll be our third one from there. I'm pretty excited to have him come on. And then if you can't catch it live on Twitter, X, Spaces, whatever you want to call it, I do post the full recording usually before the end of Sunday night on my time and Pacific time, but late Sunday, early Monday morning, we'll get that posted so you can go and watch that, because that should be a real fun conversation. So far, those are probably two of my favorite conversations we've had with anybody. It was Kevin Apollo and Awful Wrestling. Those guys, we seem to really click with those guys.
Since you've mentioned the summer months and the spaces in the same topic there,
yeah,
during the summer, it's going to be cut down a little bit guest wise, because I've noticed that a lot of people are enjoying the summer and are busy on Sunday nights.
That's true. Yeah,
we're booked until June. All through June, we got guests, but after that, it's going to be like once, maybe twice a month until September.
And I feel like we've gotten a good, at least our base crew of people that are live for every episode. They understand how we do it. If we don't have the guests, if you have a question, raise the hand, ask to speak. We'll bring people in. We try to get everybody involved. Everybody's cool. Have conversations. Be civil. Everybody's, don't be a dick. That's usually rule number one. Just come in, be nice. We can disagree. Those are fun. And I've actually had a few different people reach out to me that want to take part in different in spaces as fans. So I'm excited to have those too. Whether we have guests or just us, it's always a good time. And it's been something different. I feel like that's where a lot of people have enjoyed the spaces, is that we're not just people screaming at each other, yelling over each other, insulting, and just, being Twitter trolls. So please, if you haven't tuned in before, tune in. We definitely enjoy our time doing spaces.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of people that want to do it, but like I said, they're like, yeah, it's summertime.
I get it.
A lot of people are on the East Coast, and they like to enjoy the time together. Outside, so
I mean, hey, or I fully understand. See, that's where I always feel like for me in Phoenix, we're the reverse. Like we're always like the negative of other people, where people hanging out doing stuff for the summer. That's us from like November through March. We can do, there's nothing but festivals, farmers markets, everybody's outside, but we're kind of boarded up right now. But hey, it'll work. I'm excited for it, because George usually doesn't tell me the guest till the week of. If you heard our last episode, I found out DIS was coming live on air, and I was pretty surprised by that. Nothing beats when I found out Kevin was coming on, because I didn't even know he was an option. So
yeah. that one was an actual surprise. That one you knew about DIS coming.
I figured he would go. Well, DIS follows me. We've been able to interact. Like I feel like if I could usually make somebody laugh or give some insight on something, to at least know, I'm not like I said, not being a dick. It's kind of the idea. So no, I'm really excited for that one moving forward. And hey, the next whatever guests we have, they'll be great. And if we just go with the regular with the crew of fans, that's fine as well. So But yeah,
I think, Jake, it'll be definitely one a month for sure, maybe two.
Sweet.
Until September.
Hey, that's fine. I also, and hey, I'm also always open to make guest appearances in other folk shows as well. I will be spending most of my summer inside trying to stay away from the heat. So hey, if that just means we record more recorded episodes and then do more classic match reviews, we've got lists of those. So we're working on.
You made a point. We haven't done the classic match review in a couple weeks now. Reason being is we have a guest coming on, and this coming week he said he won't be able to be there, but the next week after he's going to be on. So that being said, that's going to be like 2 hours of classic match review, and you'll see when we get there, folks. You'll see. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm going to give Jake a classic match to watch, and it's a real quick one. I'll give it to him now, actually.
Yeah, no, I got a pen. Yeah, I'm ready to write it down. What's up?
Let's see. 19. Hang on. There it is right there. There he is. Okay. It was June 2nd, 1987. The Honky Tonk Man versus Ricky Steamboat.
All right. Oh, okay. I know that one.
There's a bunch of reasons for this, which I will not tell anyone now, and we'll review them. The match is only 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what happens before this, what happens after it, the consequences of the match, all sorts of things. And it's going to take longer than 6 minutes to actually tell you.
The review takes longer than the match. Yeah.
It will easily. Because there's so much that went on for this. Mm-hmm. And hint, George was in the audience for this match.
There it is. That's awesome. That's fun. That brings that different perspective. I'm excited for that one. And yeah, what I'll say about we haven't done them recently. When we do that episode, that's gonna make up for the time we've missed for the classic match reviews. I can tell you that. And I'll clip them. I'll clip each one into its own video as well. If there's people that don't like to watch long form, I fully understand. I'm a one-man operation working on the clips and other things. So it's I haven't done as many lately because of work stuff, but I'm getting back to it and investing more time into it for sure. So that's exciting. So whether we've got guests or not, we've got a really fun summer planned for everybody. So keep tuning in, sharing it with your friends. That's what we're trying to be, is more of a discussion and, interactive type of place. So if you got anybody that you're talk wrestling with, show them our page, bring them along. We're happy to have as many people as possible. I'm seeing new comments from different people we haven't seen before. That'll be another thing we try to get more of, is the viewer comments. But the wrestling world's been busy lately, and that's kind of where we're going to roll into and get started with here. Why we wanted to connect today is because of the very long Saturday of wrestling that we have coming up on June 7th of Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. And what is it from I don't know how long the pre-shows are going, but I think it's almost like 7-8 hours of wrestling that's going to be between YouTube and Peacock, since Worlds Collide's on YouTube. But figure we'll kind of just dive right into that one here. For the Worlds Collide show, for me, I know some of the storylines that are going on. Some of it I don't know the full details with, but I know I'm excited to at least watch, because if nothing else, we've got Stephanie Vaquera on the bill. She's on both shows, actually, which is pretty cool to see. I don't know if they're going to have a helicopter transport from the Forum to the Intuit Dome. But
how far are they apart, Jake?
They're really not that far apart with where the Forum is and the Intuit Dome. But they actually might be. Actually, I'm pretty sure they're within the same complex now. I forgot about that. Yeah, because the Kia Forum's the old Forum. Yeah. That's where the LA Forum used to be. That's actually where my wife and I went to. We saw Tame Impala on our honeymoon there. The whole reason we planned our honeymoon in LA was to go see Tame Impala at the LA Forum. And it was right before COVID. They literally closed down the next day and didn't have another concert there for 2 years. But it's right next to it. And when we were there, actually, they were building what is it? I forget the name of it now. Where the Rams. Dome. Well, yeah, the Intuit Dome, but where the football stadium is right there too. They're SoFi. SoFi. Thank you. That's the one. They were building that, and I'm pretty sure the Intuit Dome is right around there as well. So it shouldn't. They might even be able to golf cart to Dover, but I don't think it's that far. I forgot about that with it, and that's where they say it's in LA, but it's really more in Inglewood. But this match was kind of set up from the last NXT show where those two ladies there that they come as Chick Tormenta and Dailies. I'm not sure. We talked about him on our NXT women's breakdown and review show of the women's roster, but these were two of them that were on that list. I know they kind of gave Stephanie the backstage. They gave her. They watched her with the women's title match, and they didn't interfere, but they looked like they were going to. And then they had that stuff with when they were backstage at NXT, where I don't think it was them that slapped him, but they were getting into it with him, and then JC Jane slapped Stephanie Vaquer. So there's been some kind of build there, but you knew Stephanie was going to be on this bill. She had to be on this card. I don't think she calls herself the number one luchador in the world, and I believe her. She is the number one luchador that I've ever seen, at least in my opinion.
I'll be very interested. I'll probably watch this one, but I want to see what kind of reaction she gets from the Mexican community crowd there.
I would assume pretty big because she went. I mean, she did wrestle. Yeah, I don't think it's one of those things where I feel like sometimes folks, when wrestlers get signed to the WWE and they go into the system, it's almost like when you were a fan of a band before they got big and then they get big. Some people like, you sold out. But sometimes you got to be excited to see them kind of grow, especially if they don't change their sound, and I feel like she's been able to still be herself and be her character. So they've got to be proud to see one of their own making their way to the top and making such a giant impact in WWE in less than a year. I mean, she's only been signed with the company. What did she sign in August of last year? And she's already had 2 titles and been the biggest female star on NXT and has been getting good pops on Raw. So I think it's also a good showcase for Lola Vice to kind of go in there and I would assume look well and get the W. I don't see any reason why Vaquer and Lola would lose, but I'm kind of thinking that this match will kick off the show so that she can be on time for the Money in the Bank, because I think the match that she's in that one will lead off the show. A little teaser for what we're going to get into later, but I would assume the Lola Vice and Vaquer will get the win because there's really no storyline that'll come out of it. I feel like Worlds Collide is more of a showcase show anyway than trying to get too many storylines across. There's one match that's got some pretty good storylines.
If it's a showcase for AAA, wouldn't the other team win?
I mean, maybe. It's a good shout, but I feel like wins and losses in this, I mean, it matters, but also too, it's about giving the fans what they want. You make a good point though. I don't know. I'm just. Yeah. No. Well, I feel like it's more. I still. Is AAA going to get like a US TV deal? I feel like they've got to be trying to. That's one of the reasons they're pushing this. This might be one of those things back to the conversation we had on our last episode of TNA, possibly going over to the CW. I mean, if I was the CW, I'd be looking at making a deal. Like, can we get AAA with, English commentary over it or something? But we'll see.
I don't know. I think TNA would be the way to go.
TNA is definitely the way to go initially.
AAA, I don't think you're going to get much here. I mean, if it got a TV deal here, I would never watch it.
That's fair. Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, there's so.
I mean, never. I wouldn't say never. That's a statement. I wouldn't.
Bro, yeah, especially because I feel like they would make sure that if that did happen, WWE would be smart enough to kind of do what they're doing for TNA, sending stars over there. I mean, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Stephanie Vag. I don't know if Stephanie wrestled on. No, it was Roxanne wrestled on. They've all wrestled on TNA at different points. Like, that's part of what you got to do. But yeah, no, this should be a good match for sure. I think this next match after that one will be this match for the Mega Championship, unless this headlines. But I feel like, Gable's got double duty as well. No matter what anybody tries to say about El Grande Americano. But this should be good. This is probably the match I'm most intrigued for because everybody was putting over Vikingo going into his time from AEW, but it's one of those lines that I steal from Cornette. Instead of he was always trying to do a difficulty of 8, 9, 10 with an execution of 5, 6, 7. And if he can do stuff that's more of a, difficulty of 5, 6, 7 with an execution of 8, 9, 10, he'll be better off. That's what I'm excited to see is can he actually, because every match I saw of him in AEW, there would be cool and great spots, but they would be measured or, equaled out by just as many botches. So
what would headline besides this?
The North American title match.
Okay.
The 4-way.
I don't know the card. I'm not
No, that's that we're getting into it. No, it's not a big card. There's only 5 matches on the card.
Oh,
okay. So this one could headline, but I'm not. I just think because Gable's in the other one, but yeah, the North American title match is in there with Ray Phoenix in it as well. So there's some star power there. But
I'll steal the Husey what he thought of this when he said that Gable won't be able to make it, so El Grande Americano's got to be there, and then he beats Vikingo.
I mean, if El Grande Americano comes out,
that's
yep. No, you're right. No, yep, that is. And I know Hughesy's not batting 1,000, but he's got a better batting average than most. What was that?
I said I like that.
Yeah, no.
Chad Gable cannot make it tonight because of illness. In his place will be El Grande Americano. The place will freaking go crazy.
Yeah, no, you're right. So
I agree, Husey. I agree.
Yeah, no. So if they don't do that, I'll say Vikingo's gonna win. But if you're right, if you guys Husey, I trust on that one. On most things, honestly. I mean, he's a good dude. But yeah, that would work, and that would get a lot of eyes going on to AAA going into their summer, which, as Phil has said on PWT many a times, it's gonna be a hot lucha summer. So that'd be cool. So the other 2 matches in between before the North American title matches are more of the showcase matches, I think, where you've got Legado del Fantasma versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. That seems like a lot. The son of
it's
a lot.
It's weird because you do Spanish and then you say Dr. Wagner Jr. in English.
Yeah, that's why I went with Wagner. I feel
weird.
At least, like Wagner. Yeah,
no, this is just his name. That's all.
And I was born and raised in Phoenix, so I don't speak fluent Spanish, but enough I can pick it up, and I understand the El Hijo and all that. Yeah, I get it. But Psycho Clown should be fun, and then Pagano. I think the storyline in this is because it seems more like it's Berto trying to leave Legado, and that's why Santos Escobar brought them in together for this match, is because to bring to show Legato's strength. So this is for sure. I think Legado is going to lose this match to put over the stars event of AAA and further the storyline of the breaking up Legado del Fantasma, which probably makes sense. I mean, it's a decent group, but how great, they haven't done too much. And, I would think people can be more individual stars, but this would be at least fun, I would think.
I guess. I know Legado del Fantasma, obviously, but I don't know anything else what's going on here. So.
And then the other one in here is the LWO versus what is it? It's Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. That's the one they showed him on NXT holding the iguana.
I assume he's the guy in green, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen them on, and they've been in NXT in the crowd, and it should be at least fun. Dragon Lee, I feel like, is one of those guys where he got a lot of fanfare when he came over, but it just hasn't clicked for him yet. And I feel like it's sink or swim time for him now, especially with Penta and Phoenix showing up. I feel like it's put up or shut up time. It kind of seems like, but hopefully WWE
buying AAA saved this guy's ass.
I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right. It does give him a lot more opportunities where to work and be in the liaison situation. You are probably not wrong there, my friend. It's a good shout. That's a good shout. And then what probably will headline the show will be this fatal 4-way with for the North American. Right. Yeah. Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Ray Phoenix, and then Laredo Kid is the other one. That's the guy on the left there. And he's shown up on NXT a few times. Again, I don't know much about AAA, but it seems like he's a big babyface star for them. I would assume Ethan Page retains because of everybody else getting involved, but you never know. I wouldn't think anybody, maybe they have put on Laredo Kid for fun and have him defend the North American title down in Mexico because it's the North American title. That would make a lot of sense. Or they put it on Javon because he's only like 20, but the kid is talented. It's a lot of times, I'll be 43 literally 2 weeks from today. So some of the talking and some of the verbiage that he uses, I admit I don't fully understand, but he's 21. So some of the things he says, I got to look up on Urban Dictionary. I'm like, what does that mean? Oh, okay. but it's cool how he, makes me, he keeps me young. But I think he's very talented. But I would assume Ethan Page snakes away with this one. But we'll see. It should be a fun match, though. In my opinion, I think this does headline because of Gable having to do double duty. But it's either this one or the other title match. But I mean, Gable, I guess, would have time because I assume the men's Money in the Bank will probably be the headline match at or the main event for Money in the Bank. I don't see any
more than likely. Yes,
I would think so, especially with what they're doing with Rollins. It would make the most sense. But what do I know? I get a lot of things wrong, and I will continue to do so. But we'll lead into that now with Money in the Bank here.
That's colorful.
Yeah, right. I thought it was a nice, cool little poster with it for sure. A lot of stars on that poster too. I mean, with Cody, Cena, Jey Uso, it's a very star-studded event. I'm not really sure what there's a lot coming out of it that should be fun for sure. But I thought that was a cool poster for it. But yeah, the Intuit Dome. I don't know if there's going to be a fifth match added to it yet. We are recording this before SmackDown. Looking at the poster, you see, Gunther on the poster. I'm not sure. I don't think he's in a match. I don't think Jacob's in a match yet for it. So there could be other things coming into it. But if not, leading off, I think will be the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. What I would assume will lead off the show, which is why I think Vaquera will lead off the other show because she's got to make her way over. But I would assume Rhea wins this. Just looking at it, but maybe not. I'm really not sure what's going to happen. Now that I say that, I actually don't assume that because of what happened at I'm not sure what they're trying to call it with Netflix, the dumb. I don't know, but if with the feud, with the little fire that Liv and Rhea had at that moment, I'm wondering if Liv comes out and costs Rhea this match and somebody else wins. But I don't think it'll be Roxanne. I don't think it would be Julia or Vaquera yet.
I do.
Okay. All right. Please. Love
I'm looking at the six ladies here and I'm saying who needs this the most that we really use a push. And Julia's the one that comes to my mind because she's got a lot of talent, but just nobody's taken to her yet.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I love that, George, because honestly, I feel like most people, if you were going to say between the two, they're going to go with Vaquera because she's so over. But you said it. You nailed it, my friend. Who needs it? Who needs it? You're right. It's 100% Julia who needs it. I mean, I guess Naomi, if they were going to push her to the moon, but come on. If they were going to push her to the moon, she's more of a good hand. And her being a heel is great because she can get her heat back. She's really good at those vignettes and being this evil character that she is, like the stuff where she talked about, breaking into Bianca's parents' home. Like that was awesome. Like that was good stuff. So yeah, and Vaquera definitely doesn't need it because she's just awesome. Alexa Bliss, I feel like she's kind of with her career is almost perma over. Like I don't, and it seems like they're kind of have her do something with Charlotte from what we've seen backstage on SmackDown. But you might be right with Julia. I feel like Rhea is the obvious choice, which is why she wouldn't win it. And I think Liv costs her, but I think it'll be a great match. Similar to, the Women's Royal Rumble a lot of times where it's, kind of sometimes an afterthought, but ends up being the best match of it. I think this one will be, and I feel like last year's Women's Money in the Bank was incredible and Tiffany won. And so also I feel I have a special kinship to that Money in the Bank match because I actually got to watch that get cashed in here in Phoenix on January 3rd, and and it was awesome to see Tiffany cash in her Money in the Bank. That's one of those few things that you don't, you didn't realize was on your bucket list, but I'm glad I got to see that live. So
if they don't get rid of this Money in the Bank, I would like this one to be 2 nights because I want the women's Money in the Bank on for Saturday or whatever, and then the men's Money in the Bank on Sunday.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I do not like the 2 in one night.
It's funny that you said that the way you do, because honestly, if you gave me the choice, I would think they've got to sunset the Money in the Bank for a little while. It is great and it is a cool tool and it can get over, but it also can get in the way and kind of be a pain in the ass sometimes, or an albatross like it was for Austin Theory. I thought last year they were very smart with the men's of just like having Drew win it and fail cashing it in the same night and just and go back to his Punk story. Because
the problem with these are how much they got offered. They get offered a crap load of money to have Money in the Bank in the town.
yeah, and
I
you're
mean,
right. You're right.
It's weird.
No, and
I'd like to see it go away for a little while too, but
I would too. But it's not going to be next year because of New Orleans. Yeah, right. Because New Orleans isn't getting Mania in 2026, but they're getting the Money in the Bank, and then they're going to get Mania sometime in the next 5 years. They said, or whatever that, every 3 years, or whatever that press release was. So it's definitely not next year, and maybe that's part of why New Orleans is going to get, because I don't think they announced the date yet for Money in the Bank. Maybe they did, but I don't think so. But even that could be 2 nights there. Boom, done. That would make a lot of sense. Because I don't want every pay-per-view to go to 2 nights or even all of the big ones, but it makes sense of WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Money in the Bank.
If you
Those 4 make sense.
Yeah. If you have an event where you have a women's event, and a men's event, then there should be 2 nights.
And now that the women's events and the women's events in both Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank are draws and they are good matches, it's not like, I know some people, and I always quote Cornette because I'm a big fan of his. I do not agree with Jim on everything. I wouldn't even say it's 100% most things. I just like his takes on it, and he makes me laugh. But I don't agree when he complains about, why do you have a women's one and a men's one? Because at least in those situations, they are equal, and the women's Royal Rumble is very good, and usually the women's Money in the Bank is awesome.
Well, that's because what we just it's because what we just said. He doesn't like it because he has to see it in the opening, and then see it again.
Right. Damn, you were on point today, George. You're right. If you did have it as 2 nights now, he'd probably still complain because he has
not as much
for and for the fans in attendance of it. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I would think this one in Royal Rumble should have probably been moved to 2 nights before SummerSlam was, in my opinion. No, you're right. Yeah, but it's it'll be fun. It should be a good match. I honestly forgot this match was on the card when I pulled up the matches of it. Like, is it gonna be like there's nothing even extra to it, like a street fight or a cage. I mean, they already had a match. Like, I get it. They're trying to get Lyra over with it by beating Becky, but how much more do we need to see these 2 wrestlers?
Becky at least got me interested in this one. I'm interested more than I was the first time.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And for me, that's something because I wasn't interested the first time in the least bit.
Yeah, right. I am more interested I am more interested than the first time. I'm also wondering if this is when Becky, maybe she wins it and then joins Heyman's group, because I still think she's going to be a part of that. If she's going to be a heel, she takes the Medusa role in the Dangerous Alliance. Maybe not, but it would make the most sense. But it does make it more interesting for sure. But
Lyra's got the title, right?
She does. Yep. Okay. She does. Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't even see it there. It's on her right shoulder and next to you, right next to your talk box there on it. But yeah, she's the title, and that's why I think Becky has to win it. Otherwise, what's the point of it? But maybe not. I don't know. But they keep talking because Lyra's engaged, so I feel like they keep talking about it enough. I feel like that's probably she loses, gets married, has her honeymoon, maybe comes back and wins it at SummerSlam or Evolution 2, because that's coming up too. The match.
I don't know what they do here.
I don't either. That's why this one I'm much more interested in it because I believe Becky would win for storyline purposes. Then she can hold it and Lyra comes back, but we'll see. It should be very, very interesting. But either way, the storyline's coming out of it. Yeah, Becky loses. What does she do? Maybe that makes her then join the alliance, and then she. If Lyra
loses, what does she? Lyra loses. What does she do? There you go.
Go away. She goes away, gets married, has her honeymoon, and comes back. Okay, at SummerSlam or something like that.
So I'm good. I'm good with you there. But now they've spent the last 2 months prying this woman up,
and then it's more than loses. She won that. No, it's more. But I get because
God, she won the women's Continental.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a waste of time in the sense because I mean it's not like she go. Waste. But because it's not like she's gonna lose everything by losing to him because Becky is a star. But that's where I would think Becky somehow cheats to win or something. I'm at least very interested in it with how they come through with it and what comes out of it. But it's the other match. I'm probably, I don't really know where they're going to go with this one either, of Cody and Jay versus Logan and Cena, but at least this should be fun. I was surprised this is why Cody came back and announced this match, but I'm excited to see it. I've seen a few people online saying that this is where Cody turns and does the Homelander Cody, and it's like not while Cena's being heel. That would just devalue both of them if Cody turns as well right now. It doesn't make any sense, but at least this should be fun. I'm not really sure where it's going to go and where the stories come out of it, but I'm excited to see where they go with it. I haven't really sunk my teeth too deep into this whole Cena thing. Like, I want it to be great. I am all in on Jay. Like, I know most people in their 40s and over aren't in on Jay, but go watch the entrance live, people. I promise you'll get into it. Watch how the kids react. I don't know if did you see the video that WWE posted yesterday or the day before of Jay looking through like the little curtain and like picking which kid he was gonna finding the kid, and he comes out and he grabs there, and like the look on that kid's face before he does the yeet with them, like that's why they do it. Like, that shit's awesome.
So this match is like 15 minutes worth of entrances.
Yes. Yes. I mean, yeah, because I mean, aside from Logan, all the other three are they're big on the entrances. You're right. So, yeah. And I feel like because of that, Logan will be like, have to do something. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But that's right. There's only 4 matches on this card, too. I think
something should be added tomorrow, right? You would think.
I feel like something will be. I don't know if it's maybe something with Jacob.
Go back. You got that first picture you showed?
This one here?
Yeah. So they got. You said Gunther's not in there yet?
Not that I've seen.
And Jacob Fatu's
Punk.
How are they going to do this?
Yeah. No. I don't know. Really, Charlotte's not involved either, but that's where maybe with Charlotte and Alexa can come in. I don't know. But then again, how long ago did they take these pictures and try to put that out? So
still, you think you not want to pull an AEW and have the people that are on your poster actually in the show. I don't take shots very often, folks, but when I do, they're good.
That's right. You take the right one. You get them good. No, when actually, funny you say that, on my DVR for like a year after he was gone, and honestly, until I canceled my cable in January, CM Punk was on the little preview picture of Dynamite. Actually, so was Jade Cargill. Whoops. But yeah, the tag match will be fun.
Where's she been hiding out lately?
Who?
Jade. Where's she been?
She's been feuding with Naomi. She was in the she was in the qualifying match. Yeah, she was in the qualifying match with Nia and Naomi. And then Naomi stole the win. All right. And then the other match, which I think this one should at least be a lot of fun, but I don't see any way Seth Rollins doesn't come out with this with the Money in the Bank, is the men's Money in the Bank. Good for Chad Gable pulling double duty that day as well. I think that's really cool.
That's not. It's not Chad Gable.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, that's yeah. I mean, Jacob could get involved with this and try to help Solo and cost Solo, or just cost Solo, but I don't think he turns full babyface yet. But should be a lot of fun. I would, like I said, I don't see any way Seth isn't the winner with this, with how the storylines have gone. But hey, I've been wrong before and will be wrong again. So we'll see. I'm very excited to watch this match, though. This should be really fun.
Little concerning on my end. I notice when Penta gets real keyed up and excited, he gets a little careless.
He does. You're absolutely right. And hopefully maybe this is kind of why they're, it's his ultimate dream that he's getting to live. And yeah, there just needs to be times where he comes down a little bit. Maybe that time, the Raw match with Gabe where he almost killed Chad. Yeah. That could be like a little.
And by careless, I don't mean work. I mean just.
No, it's you nailed it. He's keyed up. He's just a little too excited. He's rushing. That's what it comes down to. I just got to take a breath and slow down, which is like anything in any sport. I mean, they talk about it with quarterbacks when they have happy feet, and it's like, just calm down. It'll be okay. Or like basketball with an important free throw. You see certain guys, they're cool and collected. They do their routine. They nail it. Other guys are jittery and just take a breath. It'll be okay. No, he's I feel like he's gotten he gets a little stick sometimes from certain people that don't like him as much, but I feel like you nailed it with that one, where just calms down a little bit, takes a breath, because he's got the talent for sure, and he's getting the push.
And what's good is there's other guys in here that can tell him what you want.
I feel like Andrade being in there, he might kind of be in there as like, the Penta whisperer. That's his job.
Right.
I didn't think about it till you said it before, but looking at this card, I'm like, just, hey man, calm down. It's okay. Just, breathe. But this should be fun. There should be some good spots. What I think is cool is, there's a couple of, with Andrade and Penta that they can do big spots, but it's not like, I don't think this match will be a huge spot fest like sometimes the Money in the Bank can be, and be less entertaining and more. I think it's going to be very story driven. I definitely think Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed get involved, take people out, and that's how Seth wins, but we will see. I'm going to be very excited to watch this, and that's like 7 hours of wrestling in on a Saturday. It's going to be a long day, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, just 3 hours for me. Sorry.
Hey, I get you. Well, I guess
no, for those people, I live in Arkansas, and Arkansas is in the NCAA baseball super regionals, so it's big doings down here, folks. Big doings.
Hey, and if you get to go watch it live too, it's not. You gotta go. Yeah, I don't blame you at all. But I've already confirmed everybody, this will not affect spaces. We're good. Sunday is still clear. 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Everything's good. Don't worry. Just making sure people know. No, we're excited. I'm excited for this weekend coming up. Whether with for the watch-alongs and watching the pay-per-views or PLEs, and then we got our spaces on Sunday, and we'll have stuff to talk about and record another episode next week. So we're just gonna keep pumping this out, folks. So please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anything else you got, George? I think I'm pretty good for the day.
I am going to sleep. I'm tired.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We definitely appreciate each and every one of you. Leave a comment below if there's anything you want us to cover more, or things you like, dislike. We are not those folks in certain wrestling promotions or certain other wrestling channels that don't accept constructive criticism. Please. We're both still kind of figuring this out as we go. We are not professionals. We're just trying to have some fun, but bring more people involved. So please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will see you next time, everybody. Peace.